I'm Bunnery.
I'm Brad Mower, and this is
IFXtra.
IFXtra.
So, how's everyone doing at home? Are you all okay this week? We're all still fine, aren't we?
Yeah, nothing happening here, really.
No, we haven't been out far at all. No.
I haven't been out at all.
No,
That's how I roll.
It's my dad's birthday, and we went over to where he lives, and we waved at him through the window, and that was it. And left his presents at the door, and then went home again. But it was nice to see his little face for a few minutes.
Yeah. I mean, as I say, you know, I've just been sat in here, really, just working.
You have?
All the time.
You haven't even been for a walk this week, have you?
No, I did the shopping on Monday,
Yeah.
and that's kind of the only time I go outside of the house. So fun.
Yeah. So what have you been doing inside the house then?
But yeah, so actually got some useful things to report this week. So Interference got a couple of bug fixes. Something which has become known as the sausage fix.
Okay.
There was an issue with replays on the web version of the game and the Android version of the game, because they use the same replay thing, where if you were watching a replay of a drawing with particularly fast lines, like if, you know, someone's just kind of to like draw a straight, or
a bit of scribble or something.
Yeah, exactly. Rather than being nice smooth lines, they'd look like a string of sausages put together.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't see the sausage thing until someone mentioned it on Discord, and I'm like, wow, yeah, this is just sausages. I think that was Heraclium posted a picture of actual sausages, and it just made me think. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, so wasn't happening on the Windows apps, but the web version and Android had that. That is fixed now on both of them. The Android update went out like yesterday morning-ish, so it was it yes? I don't know. I lose track. The Android update went out long ago enough that your phones should be updating to it now. So hopefully that should disappear. I've also fixed an issue which I've been trying to get to the bottom of for ages. But like every time I looked at it, I could never quite work out what was going wrong. And it was kind of not part of the sausage thing, but while I was fixing that, I just suddenly realized what it was. Because I know Ferret reported that like a long time ago, like 18 months ago, and I kept coming back to it and could never find it. But it manifested in different ways to different people. She had this problem where when watching a replay on Android, there'd occasionally be little yellow dots on it.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes for people, they'd see sort of like little rings and things. It was very strange. Anyway, whilst fixing this sausage problem, I just had this moment of realization. I'm like, oh yeah, obviously it's this. So it was like, 10 seconds to fix it after taking ages to work out what it was. Anyway, so that is done. That was in the same Android update, so you should have that now as well. There's also been a discussion about time limits on games, because every so often people will say, like sort of newbies will say like, this is great, but the time limit stresses me out. Could it be longer or removed? And then every so often we have a big discussion about it, because the idea of the time limit is it's kind of almost to stop you overthinking. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, there's a few reasons for it. It's to stop you from overthinking, because, if there's a timer ticking down, you just go, all right, let's just get stuck in and see what happens. And it's kind of liberating a bit when you think about it like that, because you don't do too much planning. And if something goes a little bit wrong, you're just like, I don't have time to fix that, whatever. It'll be fine. And so it kind of pushes you out of your comfort zone as well. The other idea of having a specific limit on how long you can be drawing in a game is that it allows us to sort of constrain how long things take in general.
To finish a whole game.
Yeah. I mean, obviously there's some delays if people skip a lot of stuff or if it's a bit quiet. But the problem is, if we had sort of like an undefined time limit on things, it might be that you, or if we said, okay, you've got an hour or something, and it might be that you start drawing something and you're like, yeah, actually, I don't want to do this, and you wander off and you do something else. that game is kind of reserved
Locked
for
out,
you
yeah.
for that time period. So with them being 10 minutes, anything that gets kind of like abandoned, so the person doesn't actually skip, they just stop. They close the window or something, or their power runs out or whatever if they're on a laptop. That would then kind of just sit there until the time limit expired. Because we don't know that they're not there anymore. So the idea of having the 10 minutes is it keeps things moving. But yeah, so there's a bit of a discussion going on at the moment. If you have a look in the help and support forum, it's in there called something like longer time limits.
I mean, for anyone who wants to spend a long time doing something like the IRL, gives you 24 hours, doesn't it?
So this is what's been mentioned in there. So we have IRL games where you don't have to draw within our drawing tool. You get 24 hours to draw on any medium you like. So you can do it, in Paint, Photoshop, whatever, or you could do it on paper, take a photo and then send that in. That's not available in the Android app yet, but they are on the website and the Windows app. So that's quite cool. But we're also floating a few ideas around about maybe letting you choose how long people should have when you start a game. I mention this every so often, and generally people go, no, I don't like this idea. No. So you could either, when you're starting a game, you go, like, oh, a cat watching a bird or something, and you go, I want 15 steps, and everybody gets 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that. So basically like a regular, a fast or a slow-paced game. And I like the idea of sort of adding in kind of configurable mods almost. So you could go, okay, this is a fast game and you can only use grayscale. Or things like that. So you could kind of like set requirements for how people go. And then you'd be able to choose whether you wanted to do these or not. You could be like, no, I just want a normal standard game. Or I want something that's a bit more of a challenge.
Okay.
Kind of a bit like we do with Interference and Chill on the interactive drawing streams, where the audience can vote to change your palette. We might, like I say, we might add in something where people could kind of request that. I don't know.
More discussion needed, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
See what people think.
I've been on about this for probably 5 years now or something, but every time I've mentioned it in the past, people have gone like, nah, just stick with things how they are.
Keep it simple.
Yeah. But this time, a few people have said, actually, this sounds kind of interesting.
Okay.
So, maybe we'll do it. Anyway, I'd be really interested to hear what you think, because we love your feedback.
Yeah, we do.
If you have a look at that discussion topic, that'd be quite cool if you've got any ideas. Alternatively, there is an interference channel on our Discord server, playinterference.com/discord. We get some useful feedback in there as well.
We do. Okay, now it's time to see who won this week's awards. Picture of the week this week goes to Blacklight for Castle in the Sky. I just love the muted colours of the sky and the beautiful castle. It reminds me of Howl's Moving Castle, which we watched recently. That's brilliant. Well done, Blacklight.
My favourite description this week was Baby Sign That's Been Scratched by Jealous Cat by Bobby Robbie. Yeah, we have cats, and if you're doing something that doesn't involve fussing them, they do get very jealous. So this seems exactly the kind of thing a cat would do. Nice work, Bobby Robbie.
Community pick of the week this week goes to Heraklion for Running Guy. I just love the perspective of this. You can see the bottom of his shoe more than anything else. It's really worth watching the replay on this one. And also, there's a YouTube video that Heraklion's done for us. Nice work, Heraklion. They were amazing.
Awesome stuff there, as always.
Right, now we're going to see what we were talking about last week in the forums. So last week was all about sweet treats. What kind of things do you like to eat after you've had your meal or whenever you feel peckish? And we had some really interesting ones, didn't we? I mean, Renee says, I like most chocolate, but I really like After 8 Turkish Delight. Now, you might think that's two different things, but no, you can actually get After 8 with Turkish Delight in the middle instead of mint. They're amazing.
Why would you do that?
Oh, so good. She got me some ones. They're amazing. They're amazing.
Yeah, I just assumed there was a comma missing there.
No. That is, I've seen them and I've had them and they're great.
Right.
Yeah.
Seems unlikely.
No, it's true.
I mean, I like to keep it simple. You know, I'm about like the chocolate digestives and stuff like that. Yeah.
And you do like your Yorkie bars, don't you?
Yeah. Well, we had a discussion on one of the midweek quizzes, I think,
chocolate
because that was
quiz,
about
I think.
chocolates.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about that later. But I was saying about how I love raisin and biscuit Yorkie.
Yeah. Rum and Kitten says, I love bubble milk tea. Now, that's started to come over here now into the UK. We've seen 1 or 2 shops offering bubble milk tea, but we've got no idea what it is.
I have literally no idea what that is.
Tried it, so
I assume it's tea, but with
bubbles in it.
Bubbles of
That's
milk.
that thing. There's something like tapioca, some little spheres in it that look like bubbles. I'm not sure. So we're going to try that as soon as they open again.
Ramen Kitten did say it's like really high calorie though.
Oh, sounds good.
It's like 500 calories a cup or whatever.
Lock M says caramel goes with any sweet treat for me. I love caramel. And yeah, can eat loads of it without worrying about it at all.
Yeah, I mean, I quite like caramel. I like Twixes, but I'm not so into caramel. Although you did get me some chocolate digestives with caramel, and they were actually really nice.
Yeah.
We should say digestives are, what do they call them?
Graham crackers.
Graham crackers.
Yeah, apparently.
I don't know what graham cracker. Spacey says, I love and crave pumpkin pie with cream on top. Never really have pumpkin pie.
Had it once when I was in America. It was very nice.
It's not really a thing here.
Had
at
it
all,
at
is
Thanksgiving. It's quite nice,
Grandma Gail says chocolate.
Yeah.
Lindor dark chocolate truffles. We had some Lindor stuff here, but I've kind of eaten it.
That was white chocolate, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was white chocolate. Very nice though. Yeah. My nostalgic favourite would be my grandma's homemade cinnamon rolls. Warm, sweet, cinnamony, sticky, and delicious. Don't forget fruit pies and strawberry shortcake with cream and sugar. Oh dear, I think I'm gaining weight just thinking about all the wonderful options. I'm very hungry now.
Yeah, me too.
She continues saying, probably the only candy, confections, or desserts I would politely decline would be those containing coffee or coconut.
Yeah, with you there.
Yeah. I mean, I used to really dislike anything flavoured with coffee, but I'm quite into coffee now.
You are,
it's interesting how your taste changes.
It
Still
is,
not so much coconut. You know, I'm not into bounties and things like that.
No, not really. But Orange Pie said purple yam cake. Well, I've never heard of that. That sounds amazing. With yam bits in the cream filling. Wow.
We need to research this. Maybe we can make one.
I don't know if we can get purple yams here, but they love how light and fluffy it tastes and the mild sweetness of the filling, and with a nice steaming hot chocolate.
That sounds quite nice. Yeah. My favourite response, though, was from Terra Lipta, saying, you know, what was their favourite sweet to eat? Snickers, formerly known as Marathon in the UK. They're helping me to get into shape during the lockdown. The shape I've chosen is a sphere.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love that. I was having my morning coffee when I read that, nearly spat it out over the keyboard. So yes, I did like that very much.
Yeah, they're so cool. Okay, so if you want to read any more of those responses, they're all there in the general discussion. And now we're going to find out what we're talking about next week. Besides interference, what is your current favourite game to play? It can be a computer or board game. I enjoy playing Scrabble online, but in real life, I love our Sherlock Holmes game, 221B Baker Street. Lots of different cases to solve.
If you'd like to chime in with that, just head over to the general discussion forum. It's the pinned thread for the week, so you'll find it at the top of the thread list. And don't forget, tomorrow night is quiz night, normal quiz night with the 5 rounds and the different topics. Zeitgeist. So if you haven't seen this before, every Sunday at 7 p.m. UK time over on mixer.com/interference, we run Zeitgeist, the interference quiz of the week. It's a live interactive general knowledge quiz where we ask you some questions. You all vote on what you think the right answers are, and then we give you points if you get it correct. We add them all up and then have leaderboards as well. We do, yeah, absolutely. And guess who won last week? Well, last week, Lanky Orchid finished in first place on 233 points. Wow. Then Grinning Goose was in second place on 201. And then there was a tie for third, actually. Dr. Ridout and Mo both on 192 points. There's quite a big gap there. There was one round where Lanky Orchid just aced it and nobody else could answer the questions. Remember, he was like 50 got, and then everyone else got like 20. Yeah, well, I think it was like the first round, was it? Yeah. He kind of like dominated the Wild from the start. West, yeah. Oh, that was it. Lots of people didn't know about the Wild West, but yeah, that's how he got such a massive lead. Would you like to know who this week's artists are that I've chosen? Go on. Okay, we've got Heraclium, we've got Gru, Cheddar, Big Spoon Guy, and CG.
Well, that sounds interesting.
Got some quite cool names there.
I know. Some cool rounds too.
Okay, so yeah, because the Sunday night quiz, there's 5 rounds of 5 questions each, and they're each based on a drawing. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I don't see any of this ahead of time. Bunnery picks them and writes the questions. I just turn up and see what happens. So if you want to find out what the topic's going to be, you'll have to join us on Sunday at 7 p.m. UK time.
Absolutely. And then in the week, we have on Tuesday and Thursday, we have the Zeitgeist 20 quizzes, don't we? Where we have one particular topic each day.
Yeah, exactly. Same kind of idea, interactive quiz, but instead of 5 topics, we got one topic of 20 questions.
Absolutely. So on Tuesday, we had chocolate, which is a very popular one.
Lanky Orchid did the best there on 182.
So not all of them right then.
Yeah, well, it's pretty good going though. K9 Bat in 2nd place on 163, and then ATMS in 3rd place on 160. Then on Thursday, we had fashion, which I was terrible at, but Grinning Goose did very well, finishing on 142. Stiffy Cat was in 2nd place on 135, and then Lanky Orchid was in 3rd on 132.
So those are our fashionable players.
Exactly.
Cool.
What have we got coming up next week then?
Next week, on Tuesday, we're going to do The Simpsons, and on Thursday, we're doing Nature.
Nice.
So, yeah. Get swatting up now.
Yeah, we are always taking suggestions for rounds as well.
Yeah, if you've got any ideas for the midweek rounds.
Yeah, because like the normal quiz, the Sunday quiz, it's based on what's happening in interference, so you work it all out. But with this, we kind of do anything we want, really. So yeah, The Simpsons, I think, was that Stiffy Cat suggested that? Yeah. So yeah, if you do have any suggestions, we'd love to know, either in stream chat or on the Interference forums or on Discord, playinterference.com/Discord.
Okay, is that all the news for now?
I think that's it.
Okay, just goes to say.
Yeah, if you're not already taking part in the game, then get involved at playinterference.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at PlayIFX or on Facebook at PlayInterference. We've also now got a Patreon page at patreon.com/interference if you want to give us a bit of monthly support for the ongoing maintenance of the game, building new things like the quiz, running all of the servers and things like that. We really appreciate your support. And patrons even get some extra bonus things, like they get supporter status in Interference, and if you're a quiz player, you can get a custom entrance shout out from Ava as well.
Cool. Okay, that's it for this week, so we'll see you again next Saturday.
Yep, have a great week. We'll see you next Saturday. Bye.
Bye.